A former Kansas police chief tied to a raid on a local newspaper last year has been charged with felony obstruction of justice. Gideon Cody led the 2023 raid on the offices of the Marion County Record. The search also included the home of the paper's publisher and owner. According to a complaint filed Monday, Cody is accused of persuading a witness to withhold information from authorities during and after the raid. Sherman Smith joins us now. He's the editor-in-chief of the Kansas Reflector. Sherman also joined us on the stream last year when the raid was first reported. So if you could, Sherman, just describe for us how all of this came to be in the first place.
I'll try to be concise because there's a lot of small town drama that surrounds this situation. We have a situation where police said that journalists at the newspaper, as well as a city councilwoman, had committed identity theft because they had received from a tipster a copy of a local woman's driving record. This woman, Carrie Newell, owned or operated a restaurant and a cafe in town. She was trying to get a liquor license, but the driving record showed that she had been cited for drunken driving and had a suspended driving license. So there were concerns about whether she should have a liquor license. When police conducted this raid, they were really targeting journalists that they didn't like and a city councilwoman who had been an adversary of the mayor and some other leaders in town. But for the police, they said it was because they had committed identity theft by having a document that's actually a public record.
And if you could, for people who don't, when you say small town, roughly how big is the town? And if you could also answer the question about why it took a full year to bring the charge against the former police chief.
Right. This is a town of about 1,900, a little under 2,000 people in central Kansas, east central Kansas. A town so small there's not a stoplight.
Wow.
If that puts it into perspective for people. It's hard to say why this took a year. We know from the report that they concluded almost immediately that the journalists had actually not done anything wrong. The Kansas Bureau of Investigation was reviewing this for several months. Sometime late last fall, I was able to report that Kansas Bureau of Investigation agents had actually been aware of what police were doing down there before the raid, and an agent had actually received copies of the search warrants. We know now that they were actually involved in the investigation before the raid. So the KBI turned this over to the Colorado Bureau of Investigation late last year, which kind of restarted the clock investigating all of this. Around April, they said that they had concluded their investigation, but the special prosecutors asked them to go back and look at some more information before they finalized it. So that's the timeline. People have suggested that, or pointed out that it took longer to conduct this investigation than it took for the Warren Commission to investigate the assassination of Kennedy.
How much time could this officer face for the felony obstruction of justice charge?
Well, in Kansas, it's a low-level felony. He has presumably a clean criminal history. So the presumption would be probation for this.
Probation for this, and this is a charge, even though that the lawsuit filed was largely based on the First Amendment issues. Does that surprise you at all?
I think what's really surprising is that special prosecutors concluded that the police chief and everybody else involved in the raid did not violate any laws by planning or carrying out a raid that clearly violates federal and state law, and as is pointed out in these lawsuits, appears to trample on constitutional rights. They simply concluded that he broke the law by telling this woman who had the quest for the liquor license to delete text messages between the two of them.
Another image that I remember seeing is the 98-year-old mother of the paper's owner. She lived in that house that was raided. She, interesting and sadly enough, died the next day. And he claims, the publisher there, that it was because of the stress from those charges, or the stress, rather. Were those charges explored of possibly someone being held responsible for the 98-year-old mother's death?
Yeah, the special prosecutors issued a report last week, and a part of it does touch on this. And you're right, Joanne Meyer, 98 years old. The body camera video shows her very combatant with police officers, yelling at them, not understanding why they are doing this, raiding her home, taking personal belongings away, um, and actually cursing at them quite a bit during this.
Yeah.
Clearly agitated. The coroner's report showed that she died from a stress-related heart attack. Eric Meyer, her son, who owns and is the editor and publisher of the paper, he says, she didn't eat anything. She was inconsolable for the day after the raid. Actually died in the middle of the sentence while talking to him. The special prosecutors in their legal analysis said, to charge somebody, either the police would have to have intentionally tried to kill her, which there doesn't seem to be any evidence of,
Right.
or they would have had to act recklessly.
Yeah.
And in their opinion, the actions of the police were not reckless.
Yeah, this was definitely a drama that played out nationally, but does also show the power of journalism in many respects. And we appreciate you also being able to help us sort through all of that. Sherman Smith, we thank you.
Thank you for having me.